All right. Ladies and gentlemen, bitches and hoes,
You know what time it is.
Ha ha.
Ha,
Ha ha ha.
ha.
Ha ha ha. 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 All right. Hello, everybody. I said hello, everybody.
What
Hello,
that?
everybody. Yo, what up?
Yo,
Welcome to this edition of The Prime Podcast. I am your host, Coast. That is your other host, FATZ, and your other host, Big Chief Smash in the building.
Whoa. I'm sorry. I don't know who you're talking about. I'm Dollar Slice.
Okay, Dollar Slice. Hey, Dollar Slice, why don't you do me a tad bit of a favor and 2 notches
Back the
down?
fuck up. Yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm adjusting.
See, right now you're at a 10. I need you at an 8.
Better?
Sure.
Yeah.
You're gonna have FATZ's mic.
but here's the thing, man. You have like one of the illest masks right now. Can you explain?
Yeah. I'm Dollar Slice, your local battle rap New York representative, and also pizza aficionado. And I'm here in the full capacity of the New York Yankees and the Wrestling Association.
Okay.
In short, your loved ones will weep over your broken bodies. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So back to the whole race thing, right? Back to the whole race thing. Coast.
What race thing?
As a card carrying Italian, how do you feel about the $1 slice?
I think it's bullshit. I don't think that they should ever be allowed to appropriate my culture and sell shitty pizza for $1. They're underselling my culture. That's how I feel.
That's dope.
I also don't give a flying fuck about it.
Yeah,
I was waiting for it. I was like, there's a lot of feelings for Phil.
He made us wait. He set us up. He made us wait. I knew that was coming.
Listen, you never heard there's no such thing as bad pussy or bad pizza? Somebody's gonna eat, both of them.
No, I disagree. I call bullshit. I call shenanigans.
Oh, I didn't say this isn't my quote, but some idiot said it once and it got passed around the neighborhood. So
Yeah, I'm saying like
because I've smelt a couple of pretty ripe pizza pies, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but just because it smells bad, that mean it is bad?
Nah, there's also some resistance problems where it's not throwing off any fucking pushback.
Resistance problems is definitely, but I don't think that the smell makes it just bad off the
It
rip.
sure fucking does. Then you've never been down on a fucking disgusting kitty cat, because I was with a chick one time and it smelled like a fucking dead body fell out of her pussy and then rolled under the bed.
we're talking about vagina. I was like, oh well, I don't have really big problems fucking pizzas.
Nah, you roll it up like a giant fucking taco and just go to town, right?
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but then do you want it fresh out of the oven and 3rd-degree burns on your prick?
Does it look like I take care of this thing?
This shit'll burn the bumps right off that pickle.
Hey, those speed bumps help a lot. Keep it under 25.
Oh my goodness.
Years old or?
Yo, I gotta set myself up for that one.
That was sort of my limit at one point. I wouldn't go older than that, but
whoa, Mr.
now.
DiCaprio.
That's right.
That's crazy.
So how was your week, fellas? What did you guys get into? Current events.
My week was regular as fuck.
I ate some delicious pizza.
Oh yeah?
And also listened to some terrible battle rappers. I'm coming for that ass. Pause if necessary.
Pause.
Hey,
Pause. So here's the thing about the battle rap scene, right?
Go on.
How do you rate a battle rapper when you first hear them? When you first hear a battle rapper battle.
The moment he reminds me of somebody else, I immediately
Immediately.
fix it in post. I immediately I'm gonna stick with that. We're gonna keep this running gag, just like Futurama's axe. I immediately knock off about 50 points. I'm not interested in hearing a clone of Tay-Rock. I don't want to hear another fucking Easy the Block Captain. I don't want to hear another Sue Surf. None of that shit. And too many of these cats follow these bigger battle rappers' formulas, and now all of a sudden everybody sounds like a clone of everybody else, and I'm not with that shit. I'm looking for originality.
But do you see that as, even if somebody does have something similar, do you see it as them just being inspired by the other person?
At this point, I feel like in the battle rap atmosphere, it's inexcusable. That's my personal opinion. Yeah, you can be inspired by, you can be in the vein of, but there's not a lot of people that just kind of touch on that surface. A lot of people just straight up sound like the other cat. The setups are the same. They're almost predictable. You can almost, with enough listening time, you can almost just call what the setup will be and the payoff. And that's just,
every time I listen to this new shit, that's how I feel.
Yeah, it's just like whatever the setup is, and then the follow-up line, it's just, hey, find a new way to reference a gun.
Right.
The thing pop, the stick shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is just, I can't. And then, oh my God, and maybe it's a generational thing. Maybe it's because I don't give a fuck about it. But like, every other fucking bar now has got to be a fucking SpongeBob or anime reference, and I'm over that shit. That shit is corny as fuck. To me, it's gone the way of the gun bar.
Yeah.
I think that you're showing your age.
Yeah, man.
I think that you're showing.
What? Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Nah, man. I like when they spit Acapulco. I want to hear beat. Fuck that shit, man.
Fuck. Hold on a second. This shit's getting hot.
Hey, yeah.
Sweating inside this bitch.
Just taking the shit off, bro.
Yeah, I'm taking this shit off. Yeah. Making my face itchy.
Why would you have a fitted on under that?
You asked too many fucking questions, FATZ.
Okay, sorry. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
What do you think this is, NPR? No, this is RNO.
Real niggas only.
Real niggas only.
Gonna give this kid a fucking complex.
Yo, but check it out. How's your love life these days, Mr. Papito?
Well, doing great.
He's running through them cotton babies.
I wanted to pose a question. I was having a discussion this week, and I just wanted to pose a question to you guys because I value you guys' opinion on things, right? So let's just say hypothetical. This is a hypothetical thing, and I want you guys to let me know what you think about this scenario. Now, you are dating, both of you, individually. No.
Hey.
Listen, it's posed to both of you.
I'm the butch, he's the bitch.
Right.
No. Both of y'all, put yourself in the position. You're dating a female, right?
Sorry, go ahead.
Dating a female.
All right, you're dating a female.
Right.
And you tell the female to go and flirt with the other two co-hosts, right?
What?
It's three of us.
Right.
And the female that you're dating, you tell her to go and flirt with us to see how loyal we are to you, right?
Uh-huh.
You following?
Yeah, I think so.
I just got to mention, this is extreme little dick energy, but keep going.
I mean, whatever.
All right.
But what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to get to a point. You say, flirt with us to see if we're loyal to you. One of us dates the girl, has sex with the girl, and takes the girl from you.
Yeah.
Who's at fault in this situation?
That bitch is for the streets.
I was just about to say, yeah.
That's,
at this point, if she's a party favor, in terms of like she can just be passed around and nobody really gives a shit. I don't really even think. Look, I'm of the babe earmuffs. I'm of the variety. I don't, unless I'm committed to the person. I don't care.
Word.
I really don't care.
But what I'm saying is, has bro code been broken in that situation?
Wait,
No.
first of all, wait a second.
You offered her up.
He didn't offer her up. He's trying to pull some little dick energy shit to see who his bros are. But first of all, if this chick was out that night and she was mad open, and the next day I'd be like, yo, what's up with your bitch, bro? Like, nobody's gonna fuck your bitch the first night and no shit like that. But like, what's up with your bitch? And she was all, is she like for everybody to share, or? I think that would be the conversation, but I would never have to worry about that because I'm married.
No, of course. We that's why I said it's a hypothetical thing, but I'm just saying it's like the conversation is like, was it bro code that was broken, or was it the chick? Like who's at fault? Is
definitely the chick.
Is it the original dude that's playing games and then the game backfired? It's like
the original dude is just insecure. Really, he's trying to hold on to something that ain't his. He's delusional and insecure.
Right.
You think like he can't see it for himself? Like if you bring a chick around, and this is like from experience when I was younger, when I wasn't married, when I was just fucking chicks, and I brought them around. If you can't read a fucking room, you need to get a fucking book or something, because
right.
And that's not, that's your fault, and it's sometimes something you have to learn the hard way. Like, really, you can't bring certain bitches certain places around certain people, and not everybody's your friend, and not everybody's trustworthy.
Right.
And it is what it is. Who's really your friend, though? Like, if this was like, all right, so it's like me and you're like, yo, I met this chick, I really like her, I think she's the one, and then the bitch comes around and she's, open as fuck on everybody's dick, I'm gonna tell you the next day she is most certainly not the one.
Right. No, but the thing is, here's the thing, you as a friend are gonna come to me like that. But if I'm trying to orchestrate that, am I truly being a friend to you?
No, you're being an insecure little bitch.
That's my point.
I feel like whoever treats the situation as covetous, the ones that are trying to keep things a secret, that's the party that knows they did something wrong. But in this situation, I don't think, with one person putting, homegirl out as like the fucking agent or the litmus test or whatever, and then then I don't know. It just seems too open and too lax and
fucking insecure. That's all it is. Yeah. It's insecurity, and like whoever that dude is very like insecure about his fucking stubby little cock, and feels like and feels like that, like this chick is, I've never been that insecure with like a woman before, where it's like I have to worry. If you have to worry about a chick and then she's making you worry about your people, that's bad. That's like,
I'm very secure in mine and Phil's relationship.
Exactly.
Or you're basically trying to set your people up. It's like,
set them up for what though?
But that's my point. Like,
if
why
they're
would
not
you?
your people, then if this is a dude that's just gonna fuck on some bitch that like you told your people that's your bitch, they're not really your people.
On some bitch.
Right.
Not in. But
no, you get on top of it and fuck it. Like,
yeah. It just sounds fun. Phonically, it sounds funny. I like it.
I meant to say fuck with, but it works anyway.
I'm small enough to fuck on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm really
I gotta
not.
climb up a bitch. Like, yo, like every woman's titties is under titties. I'm just like, hey, uppy. Hey, uppy.
Hey, uppy. Show me the puppies. So, yeah, so yeah, fuck that bitch.
So in summation, she's a smut, and he's insecure.
The dude, yeah,
and the dude that fucked her, he's basically,
he's an opportunist.
He's an opportunist. He's not like you'll find out. Like a lot of people ain't your friends, man.
As most men are.
Yeah. I've never
up
been
to a certain age. I think once we get to the point where like we actually have shit to lose, then we start kind of valuing, loyalty.
Right.
As where when you're younger, loyalty there's an asterisk.
Well, see, remember when we were in the chat, I said I was going to pose a question about loyalty. Where does loyalty lie? Remember when I said that?
Sure.
And it's like, that's where the scenario you look at it, and it's like, out of all three people, who's loyal to who?
Right.
So
I mean, it's all fucked up though. It's not really like everybody's sort of being like shady and fucked up in that situation.
Of course, and that's the thing is that happens like every day. It's crazy.
And on that note, who remembers Talib Kweli?
Oh, that's a good transition. You talking about some bitches and
I see what you did. I see what you did.
The puppet just started the car and pulled out of the driveway.
I chose violence.
Whoa, be careful because I don't know if you guys know this, but Talib Kweli is not a gangster, but he will beat the shit out of you. He's tough. He's not a pussy.
Well, will that actually happen, or will he call in Mos Def?
No, dude, this is whole. I don't know, like where you guys are at in the ever fucking evolving Talib Kweli saga on the interwebs that's been going on for years. But there's a video about how he got assaulted and robbed in Cincinnati.
In Cincinnati. He brought that on himself, though.
But if you watch,
high tech couldn't protect him.
It was all his Cincinnati family's family that was behind him getting fucking stomped out and robbed. Now, if you listen to him talk about what happened, and you are, have any level of brains in your head, and you're not just a Talib Kweli dick rider, you're going to want to punch him in the face and take his money too. Which is why I don't understand. He talks about in this video about how his peoples called him this guy is always wrong in every situation that he finds himself in with anybody because he thinks who the fuck he is. And it don't matter. Nobody gives a fuck because Jay-Z said, I'm lyrically Talib Kweli. This motherfucker's head exploded to a point where his brain detached from his fucking mouth. Because
even before then, he was kind of insufferable.
Yeah, but that sealed the fucking deal. And then the internet became what it was, and you couldn't just tell this motherfucker anything. It's crazy when you listen to him talk. He's the biggest narcissist idiot on earth.
I'm still flabbergasted at the fact that he makes most of his money off of fans that are not black, but he's like one of the most racist people you ever met in your life.
Dude, that happens a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a lot of like artists in that lane that I was listening to this dude JID. You ever hear him? He's signed to like Dreamville. Yeah. Every other bar is about a fucking cracker. It's like, okay. And it's like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but put the shoe on the other foot. And say it was a African American rapper. The guy, he's black, so he can say this. But like, imagine even Kweli says shit like this about how white people are white supremacists. Imagine there was an actual white rapper just saying the same thing in reverse.
Dude,
Adam Calhoun.
I don't even know who that is. I hear people talk about it, but.
Oh God! And it was the fucking former wrestler, the one that looks exactly like every fucking liberal bitch that he makes fun of.
I have no idea.
He's Canadian. Him and Adam Calhoun just did a fucking pro-America rap.
Tom McDonald, right?
Tom McFucking. Yes, there you go.
That's how I know, because people were talking about the both of them together. It's a crazy scenario where you, I don't know. Talib Kweli, in every circumstance that he has an argument with anybody, black, white, Spanish, it doesn't fucking matter. They're a white supremacist. You could be black, he'll call you a white supremacist.
I don't necessarily agree that he's racist. I do think that people take on the rhetoric and they use these terms wildly without really considering the ramifications.
Yeah, but if you're gonna use the terms, then wouldn't that qualify you as being racist?
That's what I was just gonna ask you. What the fuck is racist?
So look. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Using racist terms out of ignorance, right? People are using the hot button words, all the buzzwords and shit, but without knowing the actual context, they just make themselves look ignorant. I think there's a way to talk about race that is intelligent and non-inflammatory, but a lot of people choose violence and they want to use blanket statements and shit, and it becomes difficult.
Right.
Nobody wants to hear each other at that point because everybody's convinced that their point of view is right. Nobody wants to come to things like, hey, I want to learn something. Please, teach me.
So,
I want to hear your point of view.
So somebody who's racist is going to just make wild assumptions about another race and say things that are hurtful and untrue.
I think that's prejudicial.
Okay, well,
I think that there are subtle differences, and yeah, it's kind of easy to just kind of use racism as like the overall, blanket umbrella term.
There's one other caveat that I forgot. Okay, all of that which I just said, as well as speaking down to the other race as your race is superior. To me, that's what racist is when you and you're all for your race and every other race is just not fucking
right. That's what I think people miss. I think that's the quality that people miss. People get too sensitive and start talking about things like every fucking thing is racist. The way you brush your teeth is racist. The direction in which you wipe your ass is racist. Because you were taught this by a white person, it makes it racist, whatever. It's like, okay, yeah, we can go into these little micro categories, but realistically, like, look at the person's heart and intentions. Sure, they may say something.
Hold up. No, hold up. I gotta stop because you just fucked me up just now. White people wipe their ass differently?
Yes.
I mean, how would you know?
So I've heard.
I would love to know how you know this. Like, how
I used to date a white girl from Iowa, and she used Q-tips.
Listen,
she was very thorough. She took her time, and when she couldn't use Q-tips, she'd use cotton balls, and then she'd sit in a hot bath.
What he's referring to is when she's wiping a gallon of slube out of her asshole.
Jesus
so
Christ.
she's trying to wipe away from her pussy and her asshole at the same time.
So look,
So it's a different
I believe that people can be racially ignorant. I believe they can say ignorant shit, but not necessarily have that hate or idea of superiority in their heart. And look, even us in this generation talking about this shit now, we grew up on Ice Cube talking about crackers and Jews and all that shit. And like, that wasn't really a problem for us back in the day.
Yeah, I never
we heard it. When, especially, if you knew the inside story about, what was going on with NWA and all that shit, a lot of that shit was like personal beef being aired out. But at the end of the day, you can have some sort of, personalized or skewed view on race. But, if your wish for that person is like, man, I hope they get home to their family, they eat dinner safe, they all go to bed and wake up in the morning, everything's fine with them. Like, if you're just an overall decent person, you can have, skewed racial views or misunderstood views, or you just not know shit and be ignorant, but not necessarily be racist in the sense of like you feel yourself and your people are superior to others. But the caveat that being, I'm a Muppet and humans are trash. Bar none.
I believe that everyone is racist in the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, FATZ just had a fucking nugget of wisdom. Yo, that is crazy.
I believe
humans are
everyone. I believe everyone is racist in the car.
Yeah.
And that's that.
I believe Talib Kweli is the most racist white
I think
supremacist
he
on
is
earth.
an opportunist, and he uses hot button buzzwords to get under people's skin because it keeps the attention going on him. Because who the fuck is still checking for Kweli music wise?
You think this is
also,
all like?
I also believe that right now he's dealing with a lot of how should I say? I want to pick the right word. Like how it is if you start with a bunch of people. You got to think about it. At one point, Kweli was the big dog and Kanye was the little dog. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Right.
You got to
this
be
all
at
goes-
one. He started off with most. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, all of his peers are bigger than him. So it got to be like a thing where it's like you're sitting back like, wow, I can't even make a record to save my life.
Your graduating
Yeah.
class all surpassed you.
It's all,
Exactly. That's
it's
what I'm
all
saying.
because he's fucking impossible to deal with. Do you think he's any easier to deal with to all these people than he is to everyone on the internet?
No, and this has kind of always been him. I was fanboying out in a cypher with him pre-show because I was opening up for him. And, everyone's just kind of warming up and getting the little thing. And, I try to introduce myself to him and be like, hey, I'm a big fan, blah, blah. It's a big honor to be opening up for you. This dude brushed me off, just walked right by me. My hand was out. I was just like, and that was it. And I felt heartbroken and disillusioned. So when I got on stage, I did my thing, blah, 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 did my set, 15 minutes, rocked the fucking crowd. Then the act that was supposed to go after me, which was supposed to introduce him, I got told, like, they're not going on, blah, blah, some issue happened. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'll introduce him. And I went up there, and fresh in my mind, that insult that he had just given me, that walk by, just leaving me hanging. And I was like, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. The weaker half of Black Star. Make some noise for Talib Kweli. Silence. Silent. Everyone just fucking...
Oh. He didn't like
He really
that.
just say that?
Did he hear you say that?
I don't even know. I mean, his head may have been so far up his own ass, he may not have known. But, I felt proud.
He didn't cry. Like I think he would cry about something like that. You know what I mean?
He didn't acknowledge it. Maybe he didn't hear it. I mean, fuck. Even back then, I was small potatoes. I'm small potatoes now. I just don't give a fuck. I needed to get those bars off for me.
That's right.
Have you been following this whole back and forth that he's going with Consequence?
I've heard a little bit of it. I just feel the Consequence is gonna whoop that ass.
Yeah, he said no more warnings, but he said that a few times though.
Yeah, but I evidently Consequence's son, he had a son with a Caucasian female. So he's like, oh, your son is a colonizer. He's not even black. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
colorism.
Dude, it's like, dude, like, what are we talking about here? And it's like, why are you even attacking the guy's son? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what are we doing here?
It's because he likes to throw low blows and then cry when you throw them back.
Yeah, but
there are schools of thought among black folks, and right now you're gonna hear this term being thrown around. FBA, fundamentally Black American, and this is, and I'm not trying to discredit them because I feel like there's a lot of valid points to some of the things they say, but it's when people start becoming exclusionary that's where people start poking holes in the logic of somebody's stance. But basically the long and short of it is the fundamentally Black American experience is descendant of people that were victims of chattel slavery, and then 4 black grandparents, 2 black parents. You are black and that's it. And anything else that was cut in there takes away from that blackness. And then they start treating people of mixed ethnicity or race, and they look at them as lesser. They joke about them being the octoroons, and they're gonna have light skinned nigga moments and blah 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 blah. And then it's just it's real reductive. And you look at people that are mixed race like myself. I come from multiple ethnic backgrounds and shit, and as much as I tried to be I guess all inclusive and all encompassing of everything that my family is constructed of, then to feel again pushed to the outside. Someone's gonna take this soundbite and be like, "Oh, light skin nigga shit," and that's unfortunate because it's colorism. You're pushing people who would otherwise be in your corner and supporting your cause out into the periphery, and it's difficult because there's a lot of valid points to what people identify themselves around and shit like that. But it also when the identity politics become toxic and dismissive of other people's experience, even those who would have similar life experiences to you, simply because of the fact that something they had no choice in, one non-black grandparent, and all of a sudden their entire black experience or blackness is called into question. Okay, a little pause, freeze frame, post-production note. The topic got a little heavy here. Things got a little too serious, so we're going to go ahead and circle back to the usual, easily palatable shit we normally talk. Chief, take it away.
Yeah.
I mean, bitches, titties, Glock 9s and shit.
Nah, it's because they've been watered down. You know what I'm saying?
It's because Kweli's a bitch.
Watered down titties?
Nah, yeah. It's like, what was that movie with Danny Glover? He said there was a wop in the woodpile. You know what I'm saying?
What did he mean by that, okay?
He had an Italian last name, but all of his ancestors were black. So he said there was a wop in the woodpile.
That's crazy. That is fucking crazy.
I mean,
I don't remember this.
Who was this? Was that Dennis Quaid? With the Moore story in True Romance?
No, Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper, right. According to him, the WAPs, their grandmothers, they got fucked by the BBCs. And
listen, let me just say this. Let me just say this, all right?
All right.
The fact is, if the guy has a seed by a Caucasian lady, that's still his child. his child should be off limits. Who are you to start talking about a person's child?
He is motherfucking Talib Kweli, motherfucker.
I'm saying
you better check yourself.
And especially if you being a parent, how would you want somebody like attacking your kid? You know what I'm saying?
No, you wouldn't want somebody
As
attacking
all of us
your kid.
all of us being parents, one of your main goals in life as a parent is to protect your children.
And to return with the milk.
Right. I don't understand how Kweli has been so disrespectful to so many people for so long, and he's only gotten beat up.
In the face?
Yeah,
Only
like just
in
punched in the face. Like, is it a thing where you get around him and hit him, and then it just feels bad to hit somebody so defenseless? Do you think that's what it is? Because
I'm waiting for somebody to game and 40 Glock him. Real talk.
I mean, I think you'd be hitting him and he would just be still talking. Like, nah, man, it's not like that. It's like this. You're like just trying to keep talking. And you're like, oh, shut the fuck up already, bro.
I think he feels like if he did have to go toe to toe with consequence, he could win that. I think he feels like that.
He felt like that about Sean too, about Diabolic.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. The level of confidence in this man that he could just.
You gotta think about it. Joe Budden felt like that about consequence too.
Yeah. What happened with that?
What do you mean?
What happened?
What happened with it?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
I'm saying they had a verbal altercation. I don't think they had a fisticuffs. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
They didn't have a rumble?
What I'm trying to say is
A little scrabble.
this guy, I don't care what it is that you get into it with anybody else. If you get into it with somebody, get into it with that person. Handle it with that person. But don't bring that person's family into it. That doesn't have, should be, and that's what it is. It's like, I think now that the man code is like, the
first thing he does is talk about his people are going to come for whoever.
That's crazy.
That's the kind of pussy shit. It's like, where did you fucking grow up, bro? Handle your shit. You can't run your shit mouth all over everyone and then call your people. Who is his people?
Right.
Like, what coffee shop will get business if all of Talib's people go after somebody?
No, these are gangsters, bro, from Brooklyn. These are gangsters.
Which era of Brooklyn? Because he can call some niggas from some fucking artisanal mayonnaise shop and ramen spot.
Nah, he's a Flatbush kid. So it's like, yo, he feels like all of the rude boys from Flatbush would come and hold shit down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. None of those cats are fucking with what Talib's putting down.
I don't know.
I just came from Flatbush. Shout out to my brother Manny. #pocket drugs. I was just in Flatbush, and you talk to people, and nobody I spoke to today hits me as the type that would even fuck with quality.
Yo, you want to hear some funny shit? This is some other shit I read. This graffiti artist, I don't know what it is. I don't want to say his name because I don't remember what it was, but he defaced a mural of I think it was a break dancer. And he was like, nah, I didn't even know I was doing that. I thought it was Talib Kweli. What? He thought the fucking mural was of Talib Kweli. He's like, it didn't even matter.
Hilarious.
Yo, that's the level of respect this motherfucker has in the hood. This fucking,
my God.
And the dude was like young too. He's like in his like 20s, mid 20s, early 20s or some shit. He was like, nah, I didn't even think anybody would give a fuck.
Did you even know like the backstory about that whole concert, where it was like he was supposed to be instrumental in getting the people, like it was Erykah Badu, Mos Def, High Tech, and it was a couple other people, and he was supposed to be instrumental in actually promoting this, like helping to get the artists to be on it. Then he got mad because they were paying Mos Def more than they were paying him.
Yeah, and he said he didn't get it. If you listen to him tell the story, he's like, it was all good. I was rocking with my man every day. I didn't get a deposit, but we was together all the time. And then everybody else got paid. And he's like on some where's my money kind of shit 2 days before. And he goes on Instagram and he's like, I'm not performing at this show, that they're all trying to get off the ground, just being like a fucking, like he's talking shit about his man, but you're the one being a fucking shiesty bitch over money. Like, You need a deposit. You're telling everybody you're on tour with this guy. You guys are touring all over the world doing shows. But then in his hometown, he puts a show together and he has to pay you a deposit, your man, to be there. That'd be like if I did a show and I want to put you on there and I say you're going to get broke off at the end, whatever we make, whatever. I know it's on a much bigger scale or whatever.
Right.
But like then you being like, nah, I need a deposit. Like, and then that's why he got beat the fuck up in Ohio.
But here's the thing. There's another video out there with the other dude, with the dude that he was talking about, one of the dudes he was talking about, and they're in an active lawsuit about this. He sued them.
Quality's suing them, right?
Yeah, Quality is suing them.
Yeah, because what else is he gonna do?
Hashtag RNO.
I mean, the way where he said it in his video is that his guys in Brooklyn were gonna see a bunch of people in Cincinnati.
Nah,
I guess he means his lawyers. His lawyers have an office in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
They're in an active lawsuit. He's suing them, but then get this, they were supposed to pay him $25K, right?
Right.
He's suing them for $200K.
Yeah, that makes sense, right?
And
that sounds about right.
suing them for lost wages and pain and suffering and all of this other stuff.
All that bullshit, yeah.
And you know what's crazy is that it's like, yo, you was talking real spicy in the video. Wasn't he talking spicy in the video?
Yeah, he was spicy.
He was talking real spicy in the video, and you talking about lawsuits? Like, what are we talking about here?
That's why I can't fuck with this dude. I mean, listen, ever since he told me that I was a self-hating Latino man that aligned with white people to hate on people of color, I said, listen, man, I can't fuck with you anymore. Like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and that sentence proved everything. There's nothing to say to you anymore.
Yeah, but even still, he doesn't have the type of dialogue where it's like, oh, let's learn from each other. Let's meet in the middle.
It's always learn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's always whatever he feels is his stance that he wants to have. He'll die on that hill every time.
Every single fucking, even if the hill is like, don't make any fucking sense, he'll go down with the ship. Fuck.
Yeah, but that's crazy.
How could you talk to somebody? How could you build with somebody like that? You can't even be around a person like that.
The last thing I saw was he was arguing with fans about the Black Star album.
Yeah.
Where they put the album out on like some podcast network, and then
they want to own it, right?
Yeah, and fans want to own it, and he's like, no, and they, and then when they told him to put it on Bandcamp to begin with, right? He's like, he'll take his work and do it anyway. He wants to do it, and blah blah blah, and they ended up putting it on Bandcamp anyway. So it's like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, because most was probably like, nah, I actually want to get paid for this.
Right.
I don't want to play this fucking game. Somebody had to put up money for the record or whatever, and they want to get paid. This is a music business. We're gonna play this fucking little game with our feelings about, nah, white people ain't gonna buy my record and own it. Are you gonna reinvent how people fucking consume music now? But that's right down to that. It has to be. That's crazy, man.
But that's what he's arguing, though.
It's crazy.
Of how people consume the music and trying to control it. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
He's that much of a dick. You, my fan, are not gonna buy my music and own it. You'll never own me. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Because that's what the fan is thinking when they want to put your fucking records on and smoke and drive in the car and chill. That they want to own you stupid fucking asshole.
Right.
I can't fuck with that dude at all. The dude is a complete fucking moron.
All right, hold on.
Balloon head.
All right, so you walking down the dark alley, right? Right. And it's Talib Kweli and Lilo Brancato.
Wait, hold on. What the fuck is this? Is that a yarmulke?
Who's getting the hands the worst?
I mean, listen, neither one of them.
I just realized what we were bringing up here.
Neither one of them would want, like, Lilo at that point, Lilo could have made. Motherfucker called me the day on. He's like, "Come on, bro, really? Stop! Like, come on, man!" And like at any point he wanted to do that, he knew where me and my cousin be at, who we're with. That's the problem.
Right.
The people that we're with and my cousin and his friends, Lilo can't go there. He can't go around those people.
Right.
Wally, I would never. Would never be like a serious. He's a fucking internet bad man. He's not in real life. He calls cops and sues people.
Right.
I'm not gonna. How the fuck would I look?
So you're trying to say that neither one of them would be available to get the hands?
I wouldn't. I mean, listen. If either one of them decided to give me their hands, I would give them back wrapped in a fucking pretzel and stuffed in a garbage can.
Fucking crazy. Imagine Lilo trying to like go to like any Italians and finding out like no Italians fuck with him anymore. And he's got to go back to like the Colombians and be like, well, shit, I suddenly remembered I'm Colombian. And yeah.
He never ran like a whole publicity thing about him being not Italian. Like he's just Italian by default because he was in a Bronx Tale. Because he was in a Bronx Tale, and all the Italians love a Bronx Tale. So
I thought he was also adopted by an Italian family. I thought that was
he was Broncato, yes. But like people didn't. I don't think everybody knows the extent. But not like it fucking matters really either. Like it's just it is what it is. The guys
and the Colombians are like Hui Hing, Hui Hing. I know fuck you Hing.
That's not me.
Yo,
that's not me, Papa.
Whoa. Weren't you the same one that when we were saying frushing, you were saying like we can't be all stereotypical and everything else like that?
If we had an Asian host who could make those jokes and then by default like welcomes us into the joke, that's one thing. But I was born in Colombia. I can make these jokes, Papi.
What? Let me ask you a question. Why did somebody have to be of the thing to do the thing? Like it fucking matters. Like at this point.
So look, I know you don't agree with this, but I think there's a difference of being in on the joke and making jokes. People can be in on the joke without being the butt of the joke. So it's like, look, if we don't have like a member of that to kind of usher us into the comfort of being like, hey, yeah, we can kind of joke about this because he's doing it, then it feels for me personally. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong to it, but for me personally, I feel like it's weird. Like if you was just out in the streets, just making fun of puppets and shit, and I wasn't there, and I'd feel some kind of way if I heard about it through the grapevine. I'm just like,
why?
No, like it's one thing if we joke about it because you're talking about me and I'm making jokes about my people, but that feels like familiarity. Like, hey, like just like how FATZ has familiarity with Italians because he grew up around a lot of Italians, like that comes with it. But if there's not that familiarity, if there's not that bridging person, then it just feels like you're making fun of people because you feel like they're lesser than you.
Let me ask you a question. Did you ever see Theo Vaughn? You know who Theo Vaughn is?
I know Theo Vaughn is. He's got the ill mullet and the box nose.
Right.
Yeah.
He has this joke in his special. He's like, I grew up in a mixed neighborhood. It was Paul White and Paul Black. He's like, and
the fact that his name is Theo Vaughn, you hear that and you don't know who he is, you think it's a black dude.
No, he's his father is like
he's white.
So he's white and his father's some kind of Spanish. But he's like, I grew up in this neighborhood, Paul White and Paul Black, and the black kids would blame me for what they didn't have. And he was like, do you think that I would just stay in this neighborhood with all your shit and have nothing? Like, something along the lines. I probably fucked the joke up. But
you probably did. But I know where you're getting at.
That was the sentiment. Like, and just not have it? That's what he was saying. Like, we're both here. Like, so that's the same thing with this joke shit, where it's like, I've heard people before be like Spanish people or people Puerto Rican, Colombian, whatever, Dominican, any denomination of Hispanic, get a pass to say the N-word, and they think that that's okay. Why? But it would anger them if somebody that wasn't like, it just makes no sense to me. Like somebody you could grow up with a white kid that looks black and he said the N, and that looks Hispanic, and if he said the N-word, it's not okay because you thought he was Hispanic until you found out that he's not, and then. Like, what the fuck is the difference? I just don't understand.
So,
like,
diaspora is the difference because not all Latinos are the same. You have Latinos.
Sorry to cut you. I apologize.
Next time I'm fucking cutting your nuts.
Listen, anyway, it didn't happen. Didn't that happen with Jim's? Where Jim's was like, Mr. Like, he was like nigga. Then they found out a battle rapper.
A battle rapper. A fucking terrible one at that.
Yeah, a battle rapper. But he was like he had a bunch of nigga bars and bars.
Not just that, but he had like personal anti-black fucking Twitter messages to people, public and in DMs, calling people apes and monkeys and niggas, all sorts of shit.
No, but
hard R nigga.
But what the thing was, when people found out, because people thought he was Spanish.
What was he?
But he's like European, like some Greek and something else.
So look, like I said, not all Latino and Hispanic is the same. Latino basically is, the difference is that there's a different ethnic makeup to it. Hispanic would be more indicative of someone that is, directly descended from people of Spain, Europeans, white folks. So, you can't use Hispanic and Latino interchangeably because there are a lot of different racial identities at play here. But the overall, the kind of broad strokes definitions is that Hispanic pertains more to the descendants of Europeans. That's why you got people like in Argentina that are very proud of their European heritage, that would not call themselves Latino, and they would consider themselves white. They wouldn't consider themselves anything related to the remnants of the indigenous that were forced into assimilation. But hold on. I'm trying to break down the thing and thing so you can understand the thing and the thing. And so then you have the other sect of Latino, which is people that were remnants of what was left over from the native genocide, and also people that were had integrated with the newly brought African slaves, and so you have Afro-Latinos, and so that in itself is where you get a lot of the diaspora mix. You get people that are of mixed descent, like myself, like my great grandmother, straight up African woman. I think both my maternal grandparents are also mixed African. So, maternal and paternal. And so you have people that are like dead ass of mixed lineage. When it comes to topics of race and things that I could talk about, I know I'm in my motherfucking business anywhere I go, because I'm damn near, like 2/3 Native, 1/3 African and shit like that. So, yeah. Anyway, but yeah. So there's the whole like Hispanics can't say nigga shit. Like, yeah, if you're Hispanic of European descent, yeah, that's not your fucking lane.
That's not ridiculous though to you. Like, how do you fucking know? How does the before 2016? How did the average motherfucker? If you couldn't trace a grandparent back, how the fuck did you know? How did these people know?
That's on individual responsibility. If motherfuckers really trying to be out there trying to say some shit and lay claim to shit that is not theirs, then they're writing that check, they're risking their ass with it. That's on them. But in terms of having knowledge of self and your family lineage and race and shit like that, and even today, you can present somebody and be like, yo, this person obviously is clearly visibly black, and then someone will be like, well, he's got a white parent, so he's not black. Like, everything is up for discussion and fucking debate these days. Nobody's black, everybody's black, and everybody can tell you who the fuck you are. And that's the problem with it. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Say, just one second, FATZ. We got way far off of the topic.
All that to say, nigga.
All that to say, in my world, you don't have to be Chinese to make fun of...
nigga.
No. You don't have to be Chinese to make a Chinese joke. You don't have to be Italian to make an Italian. If you make jokes, all jokes are fair fucking game. If you're just a racist fucking asshole and you want to say hurtful shit, expect to get punched in the fucking mouth. But if the joke is funny...
Like I was saying earlier, you got to know the content of what's in that person's heart. If you know that the joke is coming from something of familiarity, for example, right? My favorite joke in the world is a rabbi walks into a bar with a huge bullfrog on his shoulder. Everybody in the bar is stunned into silence. He approaches the bar. He asks for a glass of water. The bartender grabs the water. He says, "Okay, I got to know. Where did you get that thing?" And the frog says, "Brooklyn. They're everywhere." Right? You're not disparaging Jewish people. You're not disparaging rabbis. Right? It's a great joke. But somebody will be like, that joke is racist because it's saying that all Jews are in Brooklyn. No, there is a huge concentration of Jews in Brooklyn.
You can't say concentration and Jews in the same fucking sentence.
Oh my fucking God, we're going to get flagged.
We're going to get demonetized.
Sir. I've been sitting here waiting to understand how you have African grandparents when clearly blue and yellow make green. What the fuck?
True.
Listen. You don't know where Fraggles come from.
I'm
Come
just,
from Fraggle Rock.
I know that they
We
are.
didn't land on Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock landed on us.
I'm just saying, Phil. Can you not see that? He's saying
Power to the people. All power to all people.
Did you just say all lives matter, bro?
No.
Cancel
Jesus
this
fucking
motherfucker.
Christ.
Nah, I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying. Listen, we gotta let the guy live, you know, in his skin, man. He's got to be comfortable in his fur,
In my felt.
in his felt.
Do you feel a special connection like when you're in like Target or Walmart when you walk down the towel section? Do you feel like a special
That
connection?
shit is like,
Yo, that was fucking ignorant. How fucking dare you? It is 2023, Fats. Do better.
that's like asking him,
Fucking
like
Christ.
asking a cow.
I'm felt, not terry cloth, asshole.
Would you ask a cow if he likes leather jackets?
You know what?
Say-
I can't today. I'm done.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking your fucking ear off for too damn
I am
long.
offended.
What else is new? So we're gonna let you guys go, and
Tell him Carly still sucks.
we'll see you next time. I'm not even gonna say next week because it could be in a month from now when this comes out.
We had to scrap an episode because the audio was terrible.
Twice. Okay, now bye bye.